Hello everybody. This is blog number... Hello everybody. This is vlog number... I don't even know. I recorded a bunch of them. Now almost, I think I might have actually recorded 4 of them now. Somehow I've misplaced footage and screwed up the Premiere project and all sorts of other stuff. So, hopefully this one's going to be the one. I'd say 3rd time's a charm, but I don't even know if this is the 3rd time or not. I have a list, as I usually do. And, some of the items come from my last lesson in the dynamic series, and some of them are coming from a comment from vlog number 4 that I just got from a viewer who I assume's name is Suzanne, or Suzanne, something of the sort. I definitely appreciate her input here. These are things that I knew existed and for some reason never even put a moment's thought into using them. As you can see here, she's talking about using affiliate programs. I have an affiliate account with Amazon, and I have never actually used it towards anything. I probably had it for years, and I might start doing that. I don't want to spam my own site, so don't worry about that. But I like the idea of linking to items, products that I use. For instance, maybe even this microphone, or this camera, or this camera, or the plethora of monitors that I have in front of me. Or maybe it's a cornucopia, I think is the better word. So don't be surprised if you start seeing that on the site. I'll probably integrate it into the blog once I get that up and running again, which it's not really not running, it's just not styled. It's styled with the old, I mean, we can even go to it here. So I need to take this and retheme it to match our current website, which isn't really that hard once you've already done it once, especially since the format stays kind of the same. So, yeah, I'll get to that hopefully. I'd like to try to actually get to that tonight. Until the funding comes, if it comes, I'm going to try and dedicate the weekends to the site at least. And then whenever I get a chance during the week, I have a lot of work I got to catch up on for the couple of clients I have right now, but they're almost wrapped up, and hopefully this funding comes through. But anyway, the reason I brought up this comment was one to find it again. One, to thank Suzanne E111. Hopefully, maybe she can tell me her name without typos. But the whole point of monetizing the site is what I want to talk about, and I kind of hinted toward this, like I said, in lesson 9, 8. I don't even know what lesson I'm on. Whatever the last lesson of the dynamic series was, I kind of rambled on about this a little bit, but I wanted to touch it a little bit further. And that is how to monetize your site. And some of this has to do with what your site actually is. You need to, if you want to make money off the site, you need to figure out who has the money. For my example, I will use our site, The Digital Craft. And now I can't say that everybody that uses our website doesn't have any money. I can't say that for sure at all. For all I know, all of you guys are multimillionaires and you just want to learn how to make a website or videos or graphic design, whatever. But from my point of view, from the website owner's point of view, my users are not the people I want to go after for money. Definitely in this case, since my whole point is getting knowledge out there for free, or at least for donations, that is. But for other websites, another example is a website that I used to run here in town. I'm not going to actually bring it up just because there's some bitterness, but somebody else owned the domain name, which means they pretty much own the website. Is how they would like to put it. However, I maintained it, redesigned it, designed it, redesigned it, and did everything for it for several years. And myself and the owner, as well as other people, would often talk about how we're going to make money on this site. And a lot of people bring up, well, why don't you charge the users? Or why don't you charge the bands? And I'll explain that a little more. The website was for local music, and we had set it up so bands could make a profile similar to like how MySpace has done it, how Facebook does it now, and get their music out there, promote their shows. We had a calendar, an events calendar, things like that. But so advice from some people would be, well, why don't you charge them to use the site? They're getting all this information for free, or the musicians are getting to use your tools for free. And being a musician myself, I know that most musicians don't have any money. I know at the time that I started that job, if you want to call it that, I did it for free, but I was a broke musician. In fact, I think I was living in our practice space. My bands were often playing for beer, which at the time I totally took advantage of that. But so that eliminates them. I mean, who's going to pay for that, especially since MySpace and Facebook had already offered that service for free. So then you guys also have the other users who are there just to look up the information, to find out when events are happening, listen to music from the bands, etc. And so do I charge them? No. Are they all broke? No. But I want people to come to the site. I want people to utilize it. So they're not the people I want to charge either. So it came down to, aside from running ads like Google ads and things like that, who in the local area can we target to monetize our site, our product? And really at that point, the venues were the only people that we could think of. The venues are the ones making the money. They're getting their alcohol sales. They're getting, a lot of times, the cover charge, which many times us bands, no matter how good we are or how popular we are, which I've been in both types of bands, we don't see a lot of that money at all. We could pack a place, yet walk away with $100, which means the venue just raked in tons of money at the bar. And if they charged a cover, they also raked in tons of money. Even at a $3 or $5 a head cover, they just made a bunch of money. So we target them. If we want to sell ads locally, we sell that ad space to the venues. They've got the money, they've got the means, and we've got the audience. And that's what I want to get at now. The users on the site are the audience. They're the ones you want there. They're the ones who make your site able to be monetized. They are your product, in a sense, or at least they are your draw. The venues don't care that my website had music that people can listen to, the bands could make profiles and things like that. They don't care about any of that. They might care about the calendar because that promotes their events, but other than that, they don't care about any of that. All they care about is that users are coming to our site, that it has the draw to bring people to the site. So, same with the digital craft. I don't like talking strategy about my own website, but hopefully everybody now who's been here watching videos and been around for a while now understands that, you know, I do this for free. If I don't make any money, which I didn't and hadn't for a long time, and I still don't really make much money as far as monetizations and even donations, although that's not saying that they're not very well accepted or appreciated, that is. Hopefully everybody knows that I would do this no matter what. This is just what I'm doing. I want to teach people, and I want to make it available, and to make it available it has to be free. Well, while I've been doing that, I've gained a lot of popularity with the 3,000 some subscribers, which, you know, Lady Gaga might have me topped, and some of the other education channels out there probably have me topped, yet that's a pretty good base. We're getting closer and closer to 700,000 views on the videos, which means we're getting really close, or at least closer and closer to 1 million. And that's important. That shows that I have a website / a channel on YouTube that that people care about, people are interested in, and people are going to continue to come to. So, do I charge you? No. I don't target you for money. Who do I target? So the first way to do it, or the first way I had thought of, was tossing in Google ads. They're harmless, they're PG, which is important to me as well. They're a little annoying every once in a while, but I try to spread them out so that they don't get in your way. And that was the first way to do it. So, you guys still get to come to the site, see videos, and get around. And I'm not charging you a thing, which increases traffic. If I made you guys pay for things, I wouldn't have anywhere near the viewers or the following. And that's important. And then the next thing, which I did a test on this one, was the putting the ads on the videos. I took our highest viewed video, which is the very first video in the first Building a Website series. That one has hundreds of thousands of views, so I figured that'd be the best one to test. Plus, it's kind of an entry point for a lot of people on our channel. So I thought that would be a good way to test it. And what I mean by testing is, believe it or not, and this is kind of sarcasm, but some people get annoyed when you give them free things, yet try to make money off of it at the same time. Some people might get annoyed that there's a little ad at the bottom of the screen that I might be trying to make money off of education or off of knowledge, and because I've seen it done before with our that website I was talking about before, with other things I've been in. I've seen it done. I've seen demands and frustration from people who are upset about not getting something that they want, even though they're not paying for it, and the people who could give it to them aren't getting paid either. So I wanted to test it out, and it worked. I was very surprised. I actually forgot I did it and came back and found out that nobody complained about that. They complained about some other things, which whatever, that happens. Criticism's criticism. But I noticed that not a single soul complained that I slapped an ad on there. And I tried to do it in the least annoying way possible, and that is by putting the little one at the bottom. I didn't want to start the video with a 15-second ad for some car company or something, you know, or a cell phone company. That would deter people from watching. That would be annoying. My videos are long enough as it is. Just adding to it, I don't know, whatever. It's annoying to me when I watch videos that have those on them, so I don't want to annoy you either. The little one you can close. Although if you don't close it, I make more money, just so you know. Now with the affiliate programs, though, I might be crossing that line a little bit. I'd be putting ads for products out, or links to products that I use and things like that I may talk up, or talk about in general. And if you choose to click on that and then go around and either buy that particular item, or actually if you buy anything from Amazon, once you've kind of entered from my site, I make money off of that. So in a way, I'm going to be using you guys to make money, or I'm going to be making money off of you guys. However, I still feel okay about that. Hopefully you guys are okay with that, because I'm not forcing you to go buy something. If you go buy this microphone, it's expensive enough that you would have had to make that decision on your own. So, you know, if I pull in a 3% profit off of it, hopefully you guys don't get mad. You know, another example, this fisheye lens here, which does not even belong to the camera it's on right now. It's actually, it was an idea that a buddy of mine had here in town. In fact, it's his lens. He told me that he kind of rigged up this little kit. He bought this cheap $150 fisheye lens from the local camera shop, and used some Gorilla Glue and some, I don't know exactly what he used, but whatever, he rigged up a way to mount it to his camcorder, and it works out pretty good. The display on my big ass TV looks kind of grainy, which is what I'm looking at right now. That's why I'm looking away. And now you know what I'm looking at when I'm at this angle. I'm looking at myself, but it looks grainy, but I don't know how it's going to end up looking. Either way, that's something else I might, you know, this camera lens. Maybe I'll promote that in a blog or a vlog, or maybe I just did promote it in a vlog, and then leave links to it to purchase that if you're interested, and then I would get a kickback. So I'm not necessarily even asking your guys' permission, not, you know, and don't take that the wrong way. I'm more or less using this as an example of how to think about it yourself. How do you make money? In a website like mine, the worst possible thing I could do is try to force you guys, the viewers, to pay me to get to my content. That model doesn't work anymore. It used to work. It worked. I don't even know how many years ago now, but it worked before Google. It worked before Wikipedia. It worked before a lot of these big sites came out and just said, "Here, have it. Have this for free." This was the mistake of a site that's now not even a social networking site necessarily anymore. I mean, it kind of is, but there was a website out there called Friendster, and if I remember correctly, I don't want to get myself in any trouble here, so this is totally just me speculating on my own memory, but Friendster was there before anybody else, or at least they were the Facebook or the MySpace back when I was in college around, I think, 2002 or so, and I had a Friendster account. MySpace came out, or at least became popular, somewhere after, after Friendster had already established itself, and MySpace was kind of just hanging there. Here's MySpace, here's Friendster, and if I remember correctly, Friendster decided they wanted to start charging their users, and I don't remember if it was to have an account or if it was to have most of the features that you would want on your account, and it was like, boom, MySpace, Friendster. They made a big mistake, and again, I'm speculating. I'm just trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that's how that happened. If I'm wrong, please, Friendster, don't sue me. They seem to be making pretty good money doing what they're doing now, which I think they're doing online gaming. But so that's an instance though where MySpace gave everything out for free right around the time Friendster decided, hey, let's try and make some money off these people. We've got 1 million people coming to our site. Why not charge them? And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you think that way? It's because we didn't realize at the time that, one, the internet was going to get this big, and you really can't control what kind of knowledge is out there and what options are out there for free. Any of us developers now could build a Facebook if we wanted to, or a Friendster. They're not hard to build. So it pretty much ruined it. It ruined that opportunity to make money off of the user, which is great. I don't say that in a boo-hoo, I'm sad that they did. I'm happy that they did. But anyway, I think I probably made my point. Now, not everybody's website's going to be the same. Maybe you're actually selling something, and that's different. Sell your product. That's what you have. That's what you're doing. If you're selling services or products, then the model I'm speaking of doesn't work. But if you're trying to make money on a vlog, if you're trying to offer things like this or like my music site and things like that, remember, your users are actually the people who are going to make your site attractive enough to sell advertising or to make money through affiliate programs. So, to end a long ramble, I want to thank again Suzanne. Maybe she'll tell me. It's bothering me that I don't know if it's Suzanne or Suzanne, but I do want to thank you for that. I also want to thank everybody who's donated. We're getting more funds, or funders on the thing. We only have, on the fundraising campaign, we still only have like 14 days left. We haven't had a whole lot of funders, so we need more. We need a lot more to come in. But I'm not going to bug you guys about that. Just remind you that the other topic that I wanted to talk about was deleting things, and I talked about this in a video too. In fact, I think it was that last lesson I talked about both of these things. My policy is never delete. I mean, unless it's incriminating, unless you accidentally took a video of yourself in the bathroom. I don't know. Delete that. That's fine. But emails, client work, anything you do, don't delete it. Don't delete it unless you absolutely have to. Chat logs, things like that. Keep all those things. I've been keeping records of my emails since I was 14 years old and had an AOL account. I still have emails talking to friends I met on AOL when I was a kid. Maybe that's a bit excessive, but you never know when you need this stuff. Some of it's nostalgic. Sometimes it's fun or depressing for me to go back and look at some of the work I did 10 years ago. How some of the work I did 3 years ago. You learn so quickly in this business, or at least you advance. It's kind of like a slow curve, and 10 years ago it was kind of going like so, and then just boom. Once you get that, once that knowledge hits you, once that light bulb hits you, you're learning things so quick that you're still putting out things that you're going to do better a year from now. But the amount of advancement is pretty astronomical. So never delete. Deleting is bad, unless you've run out of storage. But at this point, hard drives are usually pretty large and shouldn't be an issue unless you're into video. Video is a whole nother monster, and even these videos I do, I have to be somewhat conservative with what I save as far as footage. I always save a master of the original render. For those of you who don't know that term, basically what you're going to be watching now, not what I'm recording now, but the final product would be the render. But this footage adds up. I've got 2 cameras rolling right now. I've got the screen capture rolling, which is technically a video, as well as the audio associated with all of them, and that racks up some space. A few years back, I was directing a network late night show. It was a local comedy show on NBC, and I was the director. And whereas that wasn't the issue, that was actually kind of fun. But I was also in charge of post-production and editing, so I'm coming back with, I had 3 studio cameras of full quality DV video, and then we had what we called the what they call them, the reality cams, which was basically anywhere from 3 or 4 guys out there getting paid basically to buy popcorn, and that might not be a joke, but being out in the audience while these comedians did their act, shooting them, following the staff around, following me around, things like that. And I had to put all this together, which that was a thing in itself. Yet what I'm getting at though is that that's a lot of footage. I had at least the studio cam, since the show was an hour or hour and a half worth, there was about an hour and a half worth of footage on each camera, and full quality DV video is huge. So you've got those, plus I've got anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 video cameras or camcorders running around capturing video. So I've got to store all that on my computer, and I had to start getting rid of some of it once, we'd get 5 shows. Once the next 5, we got to like the next 5 shows, I'd delete, some, and then as we went, I'd just delete another one and just keep the original render, just in case we needed it. But there was no way in the world I could store all that footage, since this thing happened once or twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. This thing was shot. So those are the only instances where you got to be kind of careful with what you delete and what you don't delete. But I just wanted to bring that up. There's been many times where I might have a client I worked with 5 years ago call me up, and I'm not even doing the same business really anymore. I'm not doing much graphic design anymore or anything like that, but I might have a graphic design client, like a band or something, call me up. Hey man, you still have that logo? Yeah, I do. Because I saved it. And does that benefit me? It may or may not. That band may become a client again, or maybe I just made their day, which doesn't hurt. You know, makes me look good, which looking good can make you more business down the road with other people, referrals and things like that. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. So never delete unless you have to. Save everything, especially emails and correspondence. You'll find yourself in small claims court every once in a while, and it's always good to have those emails. If you do things right, usually you win. Usually clients just don't understand how this business works, and if you're well prepared, like I have been, I've never lost a small claims case, and most of them get thrown out anyway. So, and that was because I kept correspondence and I kept my work. So, something to think about. And also, again, just remember who you're supposed to think about, who to target when you need to make money off of a website or any business in general. Who has the money, who doesn't, and I think this affiliate idea is a good idea. I don't know if it's going to make a whole lot of money, but it's still it's more money. And I might start doing that anyways, referring people to go buy products. Why shouldn't I make money if I just sold, this fisheye lens to, Joe Schmo via my website? I basically was a salesperson for Amazon. Give my cut, sucker. So, anyway, that's it. We'll get the blogs going, or the vlogs going more often again. I won't lose the footage. And I promised one of our users also that I'd get to some Google Chrome or Google Business stuff, Google Drive and Calendar and all that, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and I'll get to that too. And if I can find the footage, I already recorded a video on it. If I can find the footage, I might use that, or I might do it again. I might even make it an actual lesson and not a vlog. But anyways, I'll leave you with this. If I do use the Amazon affiliates program, I only make money. If you click on one of my links to say this fisheye lens here, and yet you decide I don't want this fisheye lens, but you are going to buy some stuff, as long as you don't close your browser or leave the site and then come back, I will make money on anything you buy. So that's something to keep in mind. It keeps track of where you came from. It'll keep my affiliate ID kind of hidden as a cookie or something. And if you decide you want to buy $10,000 worth of equipment, then I get a cut. So, thank you.